Hey guys, it's Fish and I'm back with another episode of ARK Survival Evolved in single player. And after the success of the mammoth, which I haven't named yet, I will get around to naming that. I should call it something cool. I don't think I called the Bronto anything cool either, did I? I just called it Bronto. Uh, uh, Whoa! Can't believe I survived that. Should not have survived that. I think it's the Fortitude. I've pumped 10 points, I think, into Fortitude. 8 points into Fortitude, and that saved me. Amazing. Yeah, his name's just Bronto still, so I will have to think of some names for these. If you got any suggestions, I'm all ears, but at the end of the day, I reserve the right to decide myself. But before that fail happened, I was going to talk about, after the success of the mammoth, I'm thinking we go back to the snow biome. And unfortunately not to grab what I wanted to grab. Oop, egg. I wanted to grab a Woolly Rhino, but you can't pick them up with the quets. And I don't really see the point in doing that if I can't pick it up and bring it back. Because that's just butt-clenchingly bad. To just hang out in the snow biome like that. It's bad enough to hang out there on my quets. Yeah, there we go. We can run again. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to go pick up a Megaloceros, and I am going to turn him into, and I think I've gammed down, I have. I'm going to turn him into a thatch maker. He's going to go out there and he's just going to grab me thatch whenever I need it, because I think that's all they grab. Alright guys, so I'm going to jump on J52, and we're going to make our way to the snow biome, and when we come back, or when I get there, we're going to go looking for a decent level Megaloceros. I think this is going to be even harder than finding a decent level mammoth, because the mammoths at least can defend themselves. These Megaloceros are just food for the gigas and the Argies that are there. But alright guys, I'll make my way there because flying is boring, and the game locking up is just as boring. I'll bring you back when I've got something to show you. See you soon. Alright guys, I've been searching around for a little while, and we've finally found our first woolly rhino. It's probably taken me a good half hour to find this guy. Oh, textures on that are awful. On that wool. I hope it's just my graphics card being all buggy. Sometimes the textures bug out on me. Whoa, okay, I'm out of here. Let's watch him fight this. Let's see how he goes. Alrighty. Down he goes. Take him on. You can do it. Yeah, nailed him. Nailed him to the wall. Are the RG's going to go for him? Nah. Nah, they're not. Nah, they just want the carcass. So they leave the woolly mammoths, the woolly rhinos alone, because those guys are tough. Now, I'm not going to be taming it because there's just no point. If I can't carry it back to my base, I'm just going to struggle to do it here. So I'm just going to leave it until I can either carry it or I find a better way to do it. Now I was thinking about making a base up here just to make things a bit easier from time to time. Maybe there's a little natural crevice down to the I think that's to the northwest. So maybe I'll make a base there. Now one thing I have been struggling to find is a decent level Megaloceros. I think this is going to be a situation... Go away, you. I think this is going to be a situation where I just have to take whatever I can get. See ya. Because these guys have a snowflake's chance in hell of surviving with all the nasties that are around. Oop, buddy coming back for round 2. Not for long. I find fighting on these guys a little bit tough, because things just get above them, and then there's not a lot they can do. You can keep spinning, but... There we go. Alright, let's gamma up a little bit. Alright, I'm going to go grab just the first male Megaloceros that I see, because I don't think the females do it. I'm happy to be corrected in the comments section below, but I haven't done any research on it, but just an intuition that I have about it. Come on, there's got to be one around here somewhere. I'll bring you back when I found one. Guys, got myself a level 8. Best I could do under the circumstances. I kept running into gigas. There's like 12 gigas running around the island. I think it's more than that, but they're insane. They half killed my quets in one hit. Like that's insane. So I'm not going up against a giga anytime soon. Now I probably could just shoot at them with my long rifle, but yeah, that doesn't sound like a very good strategy to me. It sounds like I'd just go through a lot of bullets and maybe not even kill them. So I'm going to not do that for the moment. And I'm going to get this guy back to base. Seen a few more Woolly Rhinos in my travels, so they are slowly but surely spawning, which is good. I'd like to see more of them up here, because maybe they can take on the gigas, but I doubt it. I don't think there's anything that can take on a giga except a giga. Oh, I'm dying, so I've got to get out of the snow biome, but I'll see you back once I have this guy back at base. See you soon. Alright guys, so a few things have happened since I last talked to you. So we had our Megaloceros, and I was ice cubed in full fur pelt. My question is, and so I end up dying, but my question is what are you expected to have on to survive up there? What are you expected to have? Because clearly the stock standard pelt isn't. What do I need, Mastercraft to just fly around there? Not, you know, I think it's a bit extreme that the pelt doesn't at least just make me flaked. I mean, the resources for them are massive. Like they're quite tough to craft. The pelts are a bit easier now that we've got the beavers, but so I went up there to try and save my quets. Oh god, I'm going to die here too, aren't I? Yep. So ARK's on its last legs with me. I'm sick of the crap. I'm sick of silly mechanics. I'm sick of I'm not going to say bugs because it's an early access game. I might survive that fall. I'm sick of chasing my ass all the time to try and make up for a faulty design or, you know, something like that. I go up to the snow biome to try and get something that's not really hugely vital, just something to do. And I'm probably on my third death now. And look at this. These guys just hold here, they'll hover here, and he'll kick me off, and I'll hit the ground, and maybe I'll survive because of my fortitude. Maybe I won't. See? There we go. And I won't survive that. You killed yourself. No. So ARK is on its last legs with me. I'm sick to death of these stupid little things that are just irking me, bit by bit. It's like the straw that broke the camel's back. Bit by bit, this game becomes less and less fun for me because of stupid mechanics. Quite frankly, mechanics that are broken. I would argue this isn't even a survival game, but past the first hour or two anyway. Once you have a dino, it's not a survival game anymore. I don't even know where I died, to be honest. So I think it was up here. So I'm really struggling to get the motivation to play this game. And I know anyone who's going to watch this is going to be like, see ya, didn't want you here anyway, can I have your stuff, or something stupid like that. And, you know, fair enough. You know, I used to play a lot of WoW, and that was the done thing for people. Like, I'm so sick of WoW, it's a stupid game, blah blah. And I started out with the best of intentions with this game, but I don't know if I'm going to make more. I think I've gotten to the stage where I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of the faulty mechanics, the silliness, freezing to death in the warmest armor that isn't Mastercraft that you can get. What do you even do past that? So I'm going to call the episode there, guys. Maybe this is the last one. Maybe I don't bring ARK back because I can't handle this anymore. I can't handle the bad mechanics. I can't handle the rubbish. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, guys. Alright, guys, thanks for joining me. I've been Fish. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up. But you probably won't because of my little speech back there. But I can survive. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. So downvote me to hell. I don't really care. Comment section down below. More than happy to have a chat about it. Maybe I'm just in a rut. Maybe I just need a break from the game. I don't know. We'll see. And if you're enjoying any of the content that I make, please consider subscribing to the channel. It means that you'll get Fish Gaming videos in your YouTube mailbox every single day. Alright, guys. I've been Fish. This has been ARK Survival Evolved single player. And I'll catch you next time. Alright, guys. I've had a bit of time to step back and calm down from the events of the rest of the video, and this is just something I'm throwing at the end just to explain my position a bit better, because some of you might have noticed that my arguments were a little weak in the bit before, but that's only because when I'm angry my arguments get really, really bad, and it's not the best trait in the world, but it's me, and I know that's me, and so I've just got to work through that. So I'm just going to explain myself a little bit. So I found that ARK, over the last probably 5 or 6 episodes of it, has been making me increasingly angry the more I've been going into it. And so you probably notice like every second video has a rant about something now, or just an annoyance about something within the game. So I'm going to be stepping away from ARK just for my own sanity. I feel that some of the mechanics need to be tightened up a little bit. So, for instance, when I went back to trying, I'm on my Quetzal and I'm freezing to death in, the best base level thermo protective gear, so the fur armor. And there's must be certain temperatures that you need, like Mastercraft fur armor, to just survive, and I think that's utterly silly. Now, if I was to be snowflaked the whole time when it gets down to a certain temperature, but to be freezing to death in fur armor, I just find that one a little bit hard to believe. Also, when I went back to try and get my Quetzal, I found that I could be freezing to death, and this isn't even in the snow biome, this is a little bit back from it, maybe 100, 150 meters back from the snow biome. I could be freezing to death in one spot, and if I move 1 meter to the left, I'm not freezing to death anymore, and I'm actually overheating. So I just found those extremes in the climate really, really hard to predict, because there's no real guide as to where these delineation and these demarcation points are when it comes to those extreme weather events. And I'd like to see those be tightened up a little bit. So, for instance, the second you cross over the snow biome, the temperature drops to whatever it drops to. I'm not the game dev, so it's not really for me to say a value or anything like that, but I think you get the point of what I'm talking about. Something else that I noticed, I should never be freezing to death in the southern zone. So even if I'm naked, I shouldn't be freezing to death. Even if it's raining, I shouldn't be freezing to death. The point of the southern zone, in my opinion, is that it's considered like a noob zone, a safe zone for people who are a bit lower in the game and not quite as good. So I honestly felt like, and on my way back, I was freezing to death in the southern zone. I couldn't believe it. It almost felt like the cold was trying to take over. Winter was coming, as the Starks would say. I really felt like I was in the Winter Wonderland again. So I started playing the game when Winter Wonderland came out, for those of you who saw that event, and that was brutal. Like, I bought the game on Christmas Eve, I think, or somewhere around that time, and that was brutal. So I jumped in, froze to death, because a lot of ARK, the thing about ARK is that you've got to learn the mechanics, and dealing with temperature on top of that just it makes it too hard. So it was really rough. But I honestly feel like I'd like to see some of the animals that were around. So Argentavis were on the southern shores. You had the deer type things. I can't think of what they're called at the moment. Even though I was going for one in my last video. Uh, they were running around in the southern area. There were penguins, which was awesome. So I was getting tons of oil from them. It was I like that aspect of it, but the freezing to death part, pumping fortitude is your main stat for the first 10 levels that you're doing, because you just die otherwise. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So that's my view on these extreme weather events, and that's pretty much the straw that's broken the camel's back when it comes to this. I honestly felt like the game had, it starts out as survival, but you get about an hour or two into it, and you're not surviving anymore. You're starting to begin that thrive, and then the game seems to be based around certain points in the game, and these are major points where you get, say, your first trike. You get your first trike, and you can fight anything because the knockback on it is amazing. Um, you get your first flyer. It opens the game up. You can just fly around instead of having to walk around everywhere and be in danger of the raptors and everything else, the dillos, everything that's around. Getting your first beaver now, I think that's a massive, massive aspect of the game now. If you can get a beaver early on, and you should put everything that you've got into getting the resources you need to get even a level 1 beaver, because it is an amazing animal, but it's still going to take you quite a bit of narcotics. So it's going to be a lot of farming, a lot of trike runs, and getting a quetz. So I reached that point. Once you have a low level quetz, you've just got to wait till you're level 80, so you can put the platform saddle on and ride it and build that little cage thing for a better level quetz, because taming a quetz in the air is a hell of a lot easier than taming it on the ground. I can tell you that right now. So they're the major points that I see, and everything else between those points seems to just be a stagnating point. So whether you're building your base, or you're getting some random dinos, or I was building up my egg production facility so I could tame better dinos, and I was enjoying that for a bit, but it stagnated a little bit as well. So it's unfortunate. I really hope that the devs can sort of strike that balance a bit better, and I honestly think the beaver is OP. It needs to be, I'd say it needs to be nerfed back a little bit. Not necessarily on the wood side of things, but maybe on the fact that it can collect berries. I don't think it should be allowed to collect berries, and I honestly think that the torpor drop on it should not be as harsh as it is, because I see it as an essential item. So, look, I've had time to calm down, and I said that before, and I don't have any ill will towards the game or the devs or anything like that, and I really hope it continues to succeed, because you know I enjoyed my time with ARK, but it's time to move on, unfortunately, and I've got plenty of games I can play. I mean, I'm that guy who's bought so many Steam sale packs that I've got hundreds of games that I've never even touched, I've never even installed. So I'm looking forward to delving into that and seeing what I can actually put together. Hopefully it launches on the date that it's due, but I'm honestly doubtful, and the reason I'm doubtful is because it's just in such a state. I just can't see it releasing on the date that they say that they are. Now, that's fine. It's in early access, and that was a made-up date, really. But I really think that they should be focusing on those main aspects of the game and start putting the fluff in later. So get that game out of early access. Yes, you're going to cop some criticism once it's out of early access, but early access isn't a shield, and you shouldn't be using it as a shield. You should be focusing on putting in what you said the game would have, and then after that you can start fluffing it out. I mean, every game's like that. It releases a bit more bare bones than you'd like, and you can start building on that with updates or even expansions if that's the route that you need to do, or if the content is significant enough that it warrants an extra cash injection. you know, I might even revisit in a few months or once it launches just to see what's going on, and do a bit of a revisit. But for the moment, my sanity just needs the break, because all my episodes are just turning into big rants about this or that or whatever. So I need to calm down. I'd also like to say good luck to all the people who I have met through the game. And I look forward to watching more from the Gaming Evolved team. They were the guys who invited me to play multiplayer, and unfortunately I only played a couple of times. But the few times that I did, I enjoyed myself, and they're a good bunch of guys. And I really wish them all the best. Alright guys, thanks for joining me. I've been Fish. This has been ARK Survival Evolved single player. And unfortunately from ARK, I won't be catching you next time, but hopefully I'll catch you next time on a new game that I'm playing. See you later.